Yo, 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 yo. What's the deal? What's the deal? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Good people. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Happy, happy, happy Friday. We made it to another Friday. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. We made it to another Friday. Friday, July 25th, 2025. Last Friday of July. Next Friday will be August. That is crazy. Next Friday is August 1st. That is absolutely crazy. If you ask me, yo, Vanalia, what's going on? What's going on, Vanalia? Peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of SRDaily. I am your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. You are tuned into episode 418. 418 episodes in. That means we are just 82 episodes away from milestone episode 500. 500 episodes is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I am grateful. I am excited. I am honored to wake up with a purpose, wake up and to do this show daily and to have many of you join in and out, man. Throughout this journey, we've been here almost 2 years, man, going on 2 years. 2023, we started the show. 2023, December 18th. So we are more than a year and a half in. 418 episodes in. We are here Mondays through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live. Anthony knows what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? Peace and love, brother. Peace and love. Sander, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Listen, let's hit this share button. Eddie Kruger 2.0, my brother. What's the deal? What's the deal? Thank you for tuning in, my brother. Thank you for tuning in. Let's hit this share button. Please share this live with 5 to 10 of your peoples who may be interested in tuning in. Don't keep the good content to yourself. Spread the love. Spread the love. Spread the love. Spread the love. Share the content. Tag somebody. Send it to somebody. Do all of that good stuff for your boy. Just don't keep it to yourself. Don't keep the content to yourself, baby. Don't do that. That should be a crime. Spread the love. Spread the love. Spread the mother effing love. We got a pretty good show today. Try to bring a good show every day, right? Try to bring you some good stuff to talk about each and every day. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's a hit. Sometimes it ain't. But either way, we show up each and every day, and we are about to get the show started right about now. We are gonna start the show. The shares are done. Once again, peace and love, family. I am your boy, your host and producer here on SRDaily, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. SRDaily is where personality meets enlightenment. Where personality meets enlightenment. We're gonna start with our first segment of the day. Today's first segment is a phrase of the day, and today's phrase on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 90-degree day, July 25th. It's actually almost 100 degrees here in New York. I think it's gonna be about 98 today, the daytime before it rains this evening. But today's phrase is very simple, very powerful. Believe you can and you are halfway there. Believe you can and you're halfway there. This is from Teddy Roosevelt. Once again, believe you can and you're halfway there. This phrase is absolutely factual. Self-belief is the first and maybe the most important step in the journey to achieving anything. Self-belief, believing in yourself, is the first and maybe the most important step in the journey to achieving anything. Do you believe in yourself? Most people don't, unfortunately. Most folks don't achieve much, not because they inherently cannot achieve much, not because they don't have the talent, not because they don't have the ideas, not because they don't have the knowledge, not because they don't have the support in the network, not because they don't have the work ethic. Some people have the work ethic. Those are not the reasons why most people don't achieve much significance in their lives, not because of those things, not because they're not physically capable, not because they're cursed, not because they're bad, no, they don't believe, they don't accomplish much, they don't achieve much, they don't achieve the life that they dream of, not because of any of those things. It's very simple. Of why? Because they don't believe. They don't believe. You can hear people how they speak. Oh, riches is for those people. Oh, those people deserve happiness, and only those people get the big house and the car and the dream life, and only those people, like, nah, it can happen for you too. And you can hear and you can tell, because self-doubt or not believing in yourself doesn't only look like somebody saying, oh, I don't believe in myself, or I can't do it, or I can never do that, or that ain't for me. No, that's not how self-belief always looks. Self-belief also at times lack of self-belief, the lack of self-belief also at times looks like somebody appearing confident. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get this money, we're gonna make this happen. But then subconsciously they are doing things They are speaking language. They say, I'm going to be rich. But then in their head, they say, it's okay if it don't happen. Because they don't really believe it can happen for them. I like Les Brown. Les Brown said, becoming a millionaire was the easiest thing I've done. The hardest thing was believing I could do it. He said, becoming a millionaire was the easiest thing I've done. The hardest thing was believing that I could, believing it could happen for me. Most people, unfortunately, in this world today, because of conditioning, familial conditioning, educational conditioning, relationship conditioning, societal conditioning, right? Because of conditioning, people don't think that they are worthy. I spoke about this, I think, yesterday or a few days ago, worthiness. People don't believe that they are worthy. They don't believe that they are deserving. They don't believe that they are part of the special group. They think everybody else is special. Because the special people can't come from where I come from. With my beloved, you are forgetting that the most special people come from where you come from. The most special people come from where you come from. You come from the bottom, the most special people come from the bottom. You've been through freaking homelessness. You was born in a shelter. You like all of the shit, abuse and all of the things. Some of the most special people have gone through the same exact things, if not worse. And it happened for them. So it could happen for you. Just because you are the underdog, just because you are not the favorite, you are not the favorite, just because of that, that doesn't mean that it can't happen for you. That actually means that there's something greater in store for you. You just got to go through the obstacles. You just got to go through the mud. You just got to go through the shit. But I promise you, as someone who has gone through the shit and is still going through the shit, right? Who had all of the challenges, right? The speech challenges, the skin challenges, all of the things, although I quote unquote had a good home, right? We had a home, like we weren't poor, right? Like we wasn't poor, we wasn't in poverty. I realized that recently, right? Like, you know, when you die, whoa, when you experience trauma, right? You forget certain things. So my dad died when I was 11, and like everything's like the things before then, most of the things before then, or a lot of the things before then, like became blurry in my mind. All right, a lot of the things before 11 became blurry. Number one, before 11 is blurry anyway. Like I'm a kid, right? I remember certain things. I remember certain violence I saw. I remember certain things I saw in my home. I remember all of the great things, right? Or a lot of the great things, the ski trips and, you know, the restaurants and the cruises. I remember all of that stuff, but there's certain things I forgot. Certain things I forgot. All right, but I want you guys to like listen. Just because you went through the fire doesn't mean that it's not for you. It actually means that it is for you, even more so. It means that it is for you even more so. You go through the troubles, you go through the struggles, you endure the hard times, you endure the dark nights. The freaking sun will come again and illuminate your path and make things bright and make things right for you. You just got to keep going. So believe in yourself. Believe that you can and you are halfway there. Believe that you can and you are halfway there. Please, 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 my brothers and my sisters, take this quote, write it on your heart. Believe that you can and you are halfway there. Affirm, I believe that I can, and so I am halfway there. Affirm, I believe that I can and I am halfway there. Affirm one more time, I believe that I can and therefore I am halfway there. Let's go. We got dreams. We got dreams to manifest. We got dreams to bring into fruition. We got goals to accomplish. We got generational curses to break and generational greatness to uphold, right? Like we got generational greatness to uphold. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, Abe, what's going on? Abe from Ron Block. What's the deal? What's the deal? Peace and love, my brother. Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in. I'm on the Love, Happy Fortune and Freedom Friday, my love. Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in. Fortune and Freedom Friday. Let's move right along, guys, to our second segment of the day. Move right along to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment, as always, is our need to know news. And today's news is not so great news, but it's something that we can do about it. We're going to talk today about Sisters Bookstore. If you don't know Sisters Bookstore is an incredible Black woman-owned bookstore, uptown Harlem. I think that's Washington Heights area. I can't remember. No, I think that's there's just uptown Polo Grounds. I think it's near Polo Grounds, if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember. I ain't been there in a couple years. But an incredible Black woman-owned bookstore in Harlem is facing closure after 25 years of serving the community. Sisters Uptown Bookstore and Cultural Center is facing closure after 25 years of serving the community. Let's read the story on Black Enterprise and let's talk about it just a little bit. Let's read the story and let's talk about it just a little bit. Listen, I've been there. I've been to this bookstore. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it is the only bookstore, right, in Harlem, the only black-owned bookstore in Harlem. Let me say that, the only black-owned bookstore in Harlem. It is an absolutely incredible bookstore. I was in talks of doing my book signing for Dear Usha there. One of my book signings for Dear Usha, I did not do it there. It ultimately just didn't work out. But incredible bookstore. I've been to events there. Excuse me. I've been to book readings there. Yeah, it's freaking phenomenal. Jennifer, the owner, is absolutely incredible. So let's read. Sisters Uptown Bookstore and Culture Center, the only black-owned bookstore in Manhattan, is at risk of closing after 25 years due to pandemic-related struggles, gentrification, and declining sales. We need to go up to We need to go up to Sisters Bookstore and buy some books, guys. We need to go up there, buy some books. Owner Jennifer Wilson is crowdfunding to stay open, emphasizing the store's role as a community hub for literacy, cultural education, and events. A Save Sisters fundraiser is scheduled for July 25th to celebrate the bookstore's anniversary and rally support for its survival. That is today. Today is July 25th. Check it out, right? Google Sisters Uptown Bookstore, right? See if we can read some more. That was just on Black Enterprise. Sisters Uptown Bookstore. Let's see if there's any other articles out or anything else about the bookstore that's up. So we can, what people are saying. I mean, listen, it's really a phenomenal space though, right? Like it's mother and daughter. Yep, mother and daughter is Jennifer and Corey Wilson. I know both of them ladies, both of them sisters are absolutely phenomenal. And what's dope about Corey, when I was going there, I think she had a daughter that was young and she used to bring her daughter to the bookstore. Like it was just phenomenal. It was incredible community space, right? You see people who look like you, women, right? I was able to bring my daughter there and see big girls, grown women who look like her. There was one event I brought Usha to. It was a book reading. It was a black woman author had a book to her daughter, and so it was a bunch of parents and their daughters, mostly women and their daughters. I think I might have been one of the only one or two dads that was there with our daughters. Yeah, because there was a brother there with his daughter. He came from another state. I can't remember what state he was from. So I think it was me, him, and I think he came with somebody. All right, but super incredible bookstore. We're gonna read a little bit about it. All right, Sisters Uptown Bookstore. Wait, no, hold on. Yeah, Sisters. This is an old article. This is from this is Harlem One Stop Shop. Sisters Uptown Bookstore has become a positive staple of our community, a place where members can come and receive their daily dose of literary nourishment, love, and encouragement. Sisters Uptown is a community resource for the exchange of information and ideas. We have established book clubs for adults and children of all ages, a weekly meditation series, and ongoing storytelling programs. In addition, we host the PrEP program, promoting responsible, enthusiastic pupils, weekly to provide our youth with essential skills to excel at the 3 R's and propel themselves toward a higher education. It's phenomenal. Like I'm telling you guys, this is a spot that we should absolutely save. I am all for donating, and I am all for making a trip up there to spend some money, buy some books. We need to save our bookstores, guys. Like we need to keep bookstores, our bookstores, especially our black-owned bookstores. Like we need to keep them. They serve vital roles in the community. They are extremely important in community building and development. They are an important resource, especially right. Like I mean, we need to save libraries too, but especially as libraries are closing, and specifically black-owned bookstores, because a lot of libraries, right? Like we do have the Schomburg in Harlem. And we do have Langston Hughes in Queens, where brother Frank Brown hosted the fundraiser for Kamal Siddiqui yesterday. All right, Langston Hughes Library, absolutely incredible. Schomburg, absolutely incredible. We know what those are about. But next thing, you got bookstores. Bookstores serve as a hub for community where people can come together and they can share information, right? Like they can gather, which takes us to our third segment of the day. Yeah, Amazon is definitely taking over. Amazon, Simone said Amazon is taking over. People are buying books on Amazon. Right? I'm guilty of it myself, right? Because there's some books. I mean, this could be an excuse. Some books that you just don't find at a bookstore, right? Or at a black-owned bookstore, right? So it's tough. The changing of the times. Changing of the times. Amazon is a conglomerate, and it is doing what it does. But let's move right along, guys. Right, donate if you can. Again, please Google Sisters Uptown Bookstore. Find out about their fundraiser. Go up there if you're able to purchase some books. Right, get involved. See what you can do to help this institution. It's very, very, very prestigious. Black woman-owned institution. Stay open and get the support that they need. Let's move right along to our third segment of the day. Today's third segment, our tip of the day, which is building off the news of the day. Support local bookstores, man. Like, buy physical books. Buy physical books and go to the bookstore. Again, I know that, I'm not the best at that, but I have gone to bookstores and I think, not this year, I don't think, probably last year. Probably last year was the last time I was in an actual bookstore and purchased some books, but there's still some very, really dope bookstores in the city. Again, Sisters is in Harlem, Uptown. You can find the address on Google. But buy physical books, man. As they mentioned in the article, right, bookstores serve as more than just a bookstore. Right, they're more than just bookstores. They serve as cultural institutions and spaces for folks to gather and be in community while hosting workshops, seminars, and other types of important discussions. You can have panel discussions. As they said, assisted, they got meditation series. They're doing, programming for young people. Right, like it's absolutely incredible spaces. Bookstores. But I do think that bookstores have to find a way. We have to find a way to help bookstores become more than just bookstores, right? Got to do events, book signings, readings, right? All types of things can happen at bookstores, right? You can do plays at bookstores, right? You can do monologues. You can do all types of things can happen at bookstores. Interviews can happen at bookstores. So I do think bookstores, we have to help the owners maybe expand their thought process, expand their thinking, as well as expand the network. Because even if the bookstore is a space for interviews, it is open for interviews. You can rent it. You can spend, a couple $100s, for a couple hours to do some, filming there, to do some whatever it is there. If people don't know about it, they can't use it, right? Because there's always people looking for spaces. People are always looking for a space to do something. Yo, I want a space to do A, B, and C. Like, I want a space to do X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm looking for a space to do D, E, and F, right? Like, I'm looking for a space. The library could be that. The bookstore could be that space. Bookstores could be that space. Bookstores are that space. We just got to tell people about them. We can't be afraid to use bookstores, right? Especially when they're in our communities that we live in, communities that we are part of, whether geographically, ethnically, racially, culturally, religiously, regardless to how we're connected to that community. If there's a bookstore in our neighborhood, in our community, in our vicinity, in our network, we should find ways to support that bookstore, to interact with that bookstore, to engage with that bookstore, because they close. And I am a person who also understands that there's an end to everything pretty much, right? And in that, I do think that there are some things that we should hold on to the bitter end, right? There's some things that you should fight like tooth and nail to keep. And I think bookstores are one of those things. Bookstores are one of those things. Bookstores and libraries are one of those things that we should fight tooth and nail to keep, because books matter. Reading matters. Reading physical books matters. It does. It does. Like, you can read all of the freaking ebooks in the world. Like, it's proven. It's scientific data that your brain processes ebooks differently. Your brain processes when you're reading on the screen versus when you're reading and you're turning a page. It retains the information a little bit differently. All right, so get a book, read a book. I don't really read ebooks. I have read some ebooks. I do read some small things that I may download online, and maybe 10, 15, 30 pages. I don't think I've read more than like 60 pages online. But I got books. I got a lot of physical books, man. Buy some books. Go out there, find a bookstore, preferably go to Sisters Uptown Harlem, purchase a few books. You got $100 to spend on books, spend $100 on books. You got $50 to spend on books, spend $50. You got $20. You could buy one book for $20. Go up there, buy one book, because there are books up there that you don't find at other places. There are books up there, like I've seen books up there. We've gotten a couple books up there when I was, in my former marriage. We got a couple books up there that you can't find nowhere else. Like, we couldn't find nowhere else. Like, some of them are not on Google. You might gotta go to an author's website, yes, but not like, not on Google, not on Amazon. Every book, like, go to the bookstore, man. Go to the bookstore. So we're gonna make some time. We're gonna figure this thing out. We're gonna go up to this bookstore, buy some books. All right, we're gonna go up there and buy some books, man. But let's move right along, guys, to our fourth and final segment of the day. Please do, seriously, all jokes aside, go up to Harlem, support Sisters Uptown Bookstore and Cultural Center, and yeah, buy some books, yo. But fourth segment of the day, always our build of the day. Today's build is a question. It's on respecting the dead. It's on respecting the dead. If folks were horrible human beings and they caused harm to groups of people, or even individuals, whatever harm they caused, should those same people that were harmed not talk about the harm that was caused, the harm that was done to them when the person dies? Because someone's dead, does that mean folks should not express the truth of how they feel? What do you all think? Because I grew up hearing the term respect the dead. I grew up hearing that term respect the dead. I always wondered why, though. Because, like, if a person was a trash human, and you really couldn't tell them they were trash and human because they was being mean or let people. So I can't say I gotta like, but again, it goes to the old school concept. You got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. And I'm with that. I'm with that. I don't think that's respect for the dead. I think that's just I ain't giving it no energy, right? And so I think it's a fine line, because I think that even if someone was a horrible human being and they caused you harm, and when they die, you talk mess about them, they're still owning space in your mind. And they should not own space in your mind. If there was a terrible human being and they caused you harm, they should not own space in your mind. And now, if the harm was real, and if the harm, like if there's trauma from the harm, right, like physical harm, emotional, like real trauma from the harm that was caused, then yes, you should express it in some way, right? Maybe not online, maybe not just randomly speaking, like fine, right? Like a therapist, find somebody you can speak to about the trauma that this person caused you and how you're feeling about their death and things like that. But I'm all for yeah, I'm all for if you got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. If you got nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing. If you can't say anything nice, then say nothing at all. I'm for that. I'm for that specifically as it relates to like this, that person ain't worth my energy. Those people ain't worth my energy. Like me speaking about them, about the harm that they caused right now, unless other people don't know about the harm, and then you can educate, right? Listen, hey, do you know that this person did such and such? Right. And I think that's a little different than people being in their feelings. Because people like we can get in our feelings about something. Man, F this person, It's like, yo, chill, yo, infinite soul, what's going on? Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in. Right. But yeah, I'm all for that. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing, man. Don't let people live like still in their death, live rent free in your mind. Pay their ass no mind. Keep it pushing. Right, get your thoughts together, get your feelings together, and move along. Right, keep going. Yeah, man, respect the dead. Like, I grew up hearing that. Respect the dead. What do you folks think? Talk to me. Drop it in the comments. Speak your piece. Truth in life and in death. Respect the living. Mona said, respect the living. Absolutely, respect the living. Respect the living. Speak your piece and your truth, whether in life and in death. Absolutely. If someone's alive, tell your truth. If someone's dead, tell your truth. Especially if you were harmed, you should always be able to speak your truth, right? It may make some folks uncomfortable. People are going to be uncomfortable, right? Like discomfort is going to happen, right? And all of our lives, to some degree, at some points, discomfort is going to happen. We're not always going to be comfortable, and that's just the way it is. That's just how it goes, right? But yeah, there are a lot of people who like you can't talk bad about dead people. And it's like the dead people were talking bad when they was alive about the living people, man. Like me, my people, right? So why can I not speak the truth, right? And again, like I said, I understand why I'm not. Like I really, if somebody say something about somebody, I might say F that person. But in terms of like giving a bunch of energy, I'm not gonna do that no more. Like maybe I used to. But I'm not doing that. Like I got other things to talk about. I got other things to do with my time, with my energy, with my freaking voice, right? My beautiful voice. I use it to say other things. I'm not gonna talk about this person, right? Although they may deserve it. And I think there is a space for that. Again, when you're educating folks, when folks may not know a person was a horrible human being, and everybody's like, because they may have been an actor, they may have been, they may have put on a front. And so some people are like, oh, they were such a beautiful person. Like, now you don't know that person. That person was horrible. Like, you can educate them. I think there's a space for that. But just to willy-nilly just be like slandering Talking bad about a person, even if it's the truth, right? Talking the truth about a person who is bad, like, nah, just write them off, right? Write them off, and go live your life, right? Live your life, man. Live your life, because I also am very aware of the way that you, like, energy. The energy you put out is the energy that will come back. So what you think of others, what you speak of others, will be thought and spoken of you. The difference, right? Now, this is, I guess a bit of a difference is that if you didn't do certain horrible things, then they can't say those horrible things about you, right? But just keep that in your mind, right? Like, what you think and speak of others will be thought and spoke of you. So do your best to think good thoughts. Do your best to speak good things. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. A lot of us, myself included at times, we speak not because we want to say the thing, but because we want other people to hear us say the thing. Because you got something bad to say about a person. The person died, right? The terrible person. You got some truth to say about them. Write a letter. Write a letter, rip it up, get it out, if that's what it's about. Right? But a lot of times it's not. Unfortunately, in social media era, it's about, like, as they say, what's they say, grandstanding, is making others aware of your position. And again, it's not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing. I do that, right? It's about making others aware of your position. When we got social media, you want people to know how you feel about something, what you think about something, maybe what they should be thinking about something. Again, the education part is a completely separate piece. But what you think of others will be thought of you. You got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. Person died, they was terrible, they caused you harm, but it was minimal. It didn't impact your psyche, it didn't make you feel a certain way, like, for real, like, other than about that person. Let that shit go, man. Don't even give them your energy, yo. Don't even give them your energy. Eddie said, if you really believe in God, you shouldn't say shit about the dead. They're facing their judgment. That's Eddie Kruger 2.0 on IG. If you really believe in God, you shouldn't say shit about the dead. They're facing their judgment. That is his opinion. That's what he said. Absolutely. Sefu said, I think when people say don't talk bad about the dead, that they mean let things go and move on with your life. Absolutely. 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 Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, man. I think, it's an important discussion to have, right? Because obviously there's many differing perspectives. I don't think any of them are, necessarily wrong. It's just different, right? Like, what do you think? What is your thought process? What is your belief, right? What do you believe? What do you know? What do you know to be true? What do you hold to be true about, like, life and the process of death and all of those things? Because as Eddie is speaking about, right? Like, if you really believe in God, you shouldn't say shit about the dead. They're facing their judgment. Some person can say, well, I don't believe in God, right? Or that concept, right? Is the universe. And, like, they gave bad energy, and I'm going to give it back. I'm not going to be mad at them, but I'm going to say, hey, listen, that energy that you're giving, like, you can use to build something. You can use to do something positive in your own life, all right? You can use to affect positive change. That's me. But like I said, I understand, like, I understand that my how I process things is a little different than how some other people process things. We all process things a little differently from each other for the most part. And so I understand that there are some people out there who have heavy emotions tied to certain situations or certain people or certain things that people did or said, right? For example, if someone was raped, right, by someone and that person dies, the person who was raped can't say, yo, F that person, hope they rot in hell. I don't know. Right? I don't know. I've had things happen to me, right? Like, I've been shot, something bad. But again, I process things differently. I got shot, but I understand my role in me being shot, right? Being in the streets, right? Gambling, doing all of those things that led to the drama, led to the beef of me being shot. But when a brother died, right, he got killed, it was like, God damn, like, it's another black man. And I mentioned that, right? I think we all come into that realization, if at all, at different times. Because at first I was like, it's good for him, right? Like, he was a pretty bad human being. He did bad things to people. However, he was still a human being. And even more so, he was still a black man from my hood. Black man, right? He was a son. He was a brother, right? And so, like, that's my mentality. Everybody's mentality is not that. Everybody doesn't grow to that point. I grew to that point quickly. I was like, nah, I shouldn't be happy that another black man is dead. Black man. Now, somebody else, again, maybe it'd be different, right? Maybe it would be different. I don't know. But I think it speaks to our humanity. Unfortunately, there are some people, some white people, who shoot up grave sites every year, right? They don't speak bad about the dead, but they disrespect the dead, right? But be better, right? Let's be better. Let's be better than the people who are bad, right? Yeah, but that's the show for the day, guys. Yo, I appreciate you tuning in, man. Thank you for your perspective, Eddie. Your perspective is a righteous one, right? Said Fusen Kova, perspective is a righteous one. Mona Love, baby girl, perspective is a righteous one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Marston. It's episode 418 of SRDaily, closing out week 80. Wait, this is week 84, 85. I'm getting mixed up at this point. This is week 84, closing out week 84 on this beautiful Friday. Listen, it is a beautiful day indeed. It is a beautiful weekend. Go out there, enjoy yourself, have a good time, man. Be safe. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. More or less, if I didn't care for an individual who passed, I normally feel apathetic. I don't speak bad. I don't speak anything. Absolutely. I feel the same way, my love. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. Comment. Yo, Gatsby, what's going on, my brother? Peace and love. Yo, listen, guys, I'll see you next week. Please do join us right back here next week. Same time, same place, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live. I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Marston, here on SR Daily, where personality meets enlightenment. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up! The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Have a beautiful weekend. Peace.